It's Lillard. He got the shot off. Lillard, good!
You're now in the House of Blazers.
Aldridge off the feed from Lillard. Blake, another good shake, and he hits the three. Roy on the inside. Flashback. Aldridge picks us up and knocks one down.
Live from Blair Alley Vintage Arcade. Welcome to the House of Blazers. And we're here live again with the House of Blazers. I'm Dr. Wheels. With me, as always, Blazer Chad.
I'm Blazer Chad.
And guess who's back in the building? Give you one guess. It's not the mustache.
It's not Coach
It's
Josh.
not the toupee or Coach Josh. It's the beard.
That's right. I'm back.
Beard's back. Beard just spent a tour at the mothership.
I went to the mothership.
How was that? How was the
I
motorship?
got to meet my kind.
The Motorship.
The motorship.
It was my mecca. It was great to be back at another
Was that
Blazer
the
game.
Atlanta game?
It was the Atlanta game. So unfortunately, the loss made it not as great, but it was still a lot of fun.
That Atlanta loss was really hard. We watched it here at Blair Alley, and it was very difficult to see how that went down. I mean, it was sad. I mean, hey, we've got real injuries. We have real injuries in our starting
Atlanta's a great
lineup.
team. Atlanta's
Yeah.
They're one of the beasts of the East.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Our
Oh,
last
yeah.
podcast was before that.
One of the last podcasts, we called them the Beasts in the East, and boy, they proved it. Hey, you didn't quite get your prediction on that game. You were going to say Blazers by 11.
I did.
Yeah,
didn't
I
get
remember
that one.
listening to that, and
So I fell short. I'll give you my prediction later in the cast about tonight's Miami game. But till then, I want to introduce our beer of the day, beer of the cast. This week we're going with Ben's Boneyard IPA, my personal favorite beer.
Yeah, this is Bend, Oregon's probably the finest selection they have in the microbrew world out there in Bend. In fact, it's our top-selling IPA here at Blair Alley. It's called the RPM IPA from Boneyard Brewing.
Nectar of the gods at my account.
it's very nice.
It's the most floral of all the IPAs that we have here. I would say Total
I don't-
Dom is a close second in
Total
sort of
Dom,
that
yeah.
I don't want to
flower.
call it. I don't want to call it floral. That's not
It
right.
kind of has that sweet kind
Floral.
of something going on.
It's a you know it's a micro, but you don't have to chew it when you drink it.
Well,
It's not that thick.
thank you, Boneyard Brewing.
Yeah.
We're glad to drink your beer here, here.
I got to hang
on
with
House of
Tony.
Blazers.
Tony from Boneyard.
Yeah. Tony's a good
He
guy.
treated me like a king when I was over there. Showed me around, gave me some sweatshirts and stuff. So
I always love my story of how I got Boneyard here at Blair Alley. They're a small brewery in Bend. They can't, back in when they
expanded.
started,
They
when
expanded.
I know they did expand, but when they started, they couldn't meet production very well.
Yeah.
And I saw one of their drivers who was doing some part-time work at Ninkasi, which, of course, here at Blair Alley, Ninkasi is just 10 feet away from us. And I yelled at him because I recognized him. I'm like, hey, you tell Tony that I want Boneyard at Blair Alley, and don't you forget.
he's
And
like, take a number.
yeah, I said it all mean to this guy, so he was like, oh, okay, I'll tell Tony. Like, I was like,
Don't
oh,
punch me.
wait, I didn't know that guy that well. And he went back,
but look what
boom,
happened.
boom, Boneyard
'Cause you
showed
guys,
up.
for a while, were one of the only bars in Eugene that had Boneyard before.
I
it
worked
kinda
hard, yeah.
got saturated.
Yeah, you had to, it was interesting. I somehow shoehorned in an order for Boneyard because they did not have room back then to
Yeah.
expand.
Their local pubs had it, of course, but outside of Bend, Eugene, I guess would be the. I'm not sure if Portland has it. I'm sure they do by now, but. So hats tip to you, Bend, Oregon, for your delicious RPM.
Thank you, Bend. A lot of good beer coming out of Bend, Oregon, and Eugene.
We all love beer.
So back on the Blazer tip.
There you go.
Hey, are we concerned about Wesley Matthews' little tweet?
No,
He went down pretty rough that Laker game.
Yeah.
everybody cringed when
it
they
looked
saw it.
worse than what it was.
I was thinking about, like, what do we do if that's an end-of-season thing?
Did you see Stotts' face when that happened?
Horrible.
He almost puked.
Oh,
I
my
think he did
gosh.
puke, and then he swallowed it.
He puked in his
af-
mouth a little bit.
Right after our
He did.
podcast where we were talking all kinds of reminiscence about Wesley Matthews and his $6 million
Arrow.
contract back in the day, getting a starting position for the Portland Trailblazers, coming off 27 games as a starter for Utah. Now you see him get injured, makes you want to
Makes your
take
butt
all that
pucker.
back. Yeah, makes your both your testicles come right up near
But
your
when
nipples.
he came back out of the locker room, like he just took a dump and like, hey guys, I'm back, and that was a good sight.
Oh,
Everybody
man.
was really the crowd loved it.
Terry Stotts was the most relieved out of everyone. They replayed his face, and you see his face
He
when
looked.
he looks over and he sees Wesley Matthews walking back out of the locker room.
And he kind of shook his head. The
shit-eating his grin
I know,
you've
it was
ever
awesome.
seen.
You think he got a shot? You think Wesley got a little shot?
he-
in the
yeah,
knee?
Maybe, but
Do you think
but
they do
it looked
that?
like a
Yeah.
blown ACL.
It's called a cortisone
type
shot.
shit.
Bills are good. Bills are good.
Oh, yeah, I just tweaked my knee New Year's, and And every time I'm seeing new knee injuries now in all the sports that are important to me, for instance, I'll watch this next Duck game and every Blazer game, and when I see knee injuries like that, it makes me reach down and cringe. It's hard for me to watch that MMA fighting because of all of their knee bends and tendon grabs. And
but when you see like someone that like an athlete that trains so hard and tries so hard, and it's something that little one step can ruin your whole freaking career,
Paul George.
at least year. Paul George, god damn. I wonder how he's doing.
Let's hope he's doing really well, but I mean that's kind of a Sam Bowie kind of scenario where your leg breaks like
It's
that.
always
disgusting.
the knee or the ankle. It's something like that.
Yeah, just really.
So back on the Wesley Matthews sidestep, the beard is a new introduction to his life via Wesley Matthews as of a jersey.
I did. I bought a Wesley Matthews jersey at that Atlanta Hawks game.
So I would love him. I've never even seen someone.
I don't have a Wesley Matthews
I've
jersey.
never
I would
seen
love a
one.
Wesley Matthews jersey.
But what's so special about your jersey?
Dude, I know you guys hate him, dude.
Let me jump in. I want to describe the kind of jerseys that are currently offered right now for Blazer fans. If you go to your interwebs and you type in
Or
your
the
Yahoo
mothership.
or NBA.com and you go, hey, well, I want a Wesley Matthews jersey, you should have these options. One, we're all familiar with, an authentic. That's the kind
A
of
black,
jersey
a
made
red.
for, and they're
A white.
$200, $300, $350. Sometimes
Well,
$8, depending on what you want.
like
The
120.
authentics.
120.
Oh, no, authentics are more. Those are the ones that are different. You have to go to the fan shop to buy them.
Yeah,
Then
yeah,
you
yeah.
can get a Swingman. Swingman sewn on letters.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Then you can get a screen printed version. Adidas and Reebok
Do they even
did
do that
version.
anymore?
Sometimes. It's
They
going to
do.
be big department store, big five
Yeah,
kind of thing. You're going to find it.
yeah.
And now they've introduced the short sleeve
Well, that's our
T-shirt
alternate.
style alternate Rip City jersey. So that's the jerseys you can buy. Rip City with the tank style is over. Begat this new T-shirt style, which is short sleeve.
jersey. And
The
that's
short
is
sleeve
that
jersey.
the one you
yeah.
bought, Beard?
I did. I bought a short sleeve jersey.
Does it have like at least like a cut, like a jersey cut on top?
It's like
Sleeves,
it
or is
looks
all
like
sleeve?
it's with the way that the shoulder goes around your shoulder and your armpit. It looks like it has a perforated edge where
Where jersey was once.
where a jersey could have been created, but instead had sleeves on it. But it's cool. It's like it looks slick and it's
Is
and
the
it's,
jersey
the striping
jersey
on the back
material
is
like
awesome.
is the
and-
body like a jersey
Oh
material?
yeah.
Okay.
And it's not like that heavy jersey material. It's a light jersey.
So
and
it's kind of
more,
like
a bicycle
dry
jersey?
fit or maybe
more
the
like
Under Armour.
like a dry fit. I'm not going to say it's exactly like it, but like in a sense, some kind of their own
did you
thing.
get this at the mothership?
I was at the mothership. I bought it. I had the my Rip City. I'm a Rip City
Discount
resident, so I had an awesome discount on it. I'm not
What's-
going to tell you what
hey,
it was, but
if you're a Rip City resident, you get a discount at the
Oh,
fan
yeah.
store. What's the percentage?
you get 10%.
10%.
All right.
It was like $110 jersey. I got it for like $99.
Okay.
Sweet.
Well, that's the same price as a Swingman, but in the
Well,
T-shirt
those are
variety.
the same jerseys.
Are they sewn on business?
Yeah.
See, I asked. I was like, all these, because I looked, and all I saw was like that iron-on style, right? But it's a really nice job. And I'm like, why don't you cut any of these with the sewn-on letters? He's like, they didn't make any available to the public with
So
sewn-on
just
letters.
players have
just
sewn-on
players.
letters. Okay.
I think the NBA done us wrong. I don't.
Well, they'll come
I
out
bet if we
eventually.
go and I bet if you wait long enough, you might be able to
Because this
get
is
one
like the
custom
second
made or
year
something.
they've been doing sleeves anyway, so they'll come
It's
out.
been a short time.
The
I know
sleeves
the
aren't hot
Blazers
yet.
were almost required to choose one of their alternate logos and go with a short sleeve. I mean,
That's the
who
one.
knows? The Blazers have been resistant to change since the beginning. We haven't left our city. We haven't
Right.
changed. We changed our name from Trailblazers to Blazers, but it wasn't a stretch. It's officially been changed. Our NBA name has been changed to Blazers.
Not
What?
Trailblazers.
It's not Trailblazers.
I don't believe that.
No, look it up, man. Look it up.
No,
look it
it'll
up. on
don't
your
believe
always
that
be
at all.
the Trailblazers.
Well, to us, because we're fans and we grew up in Oregon.
Actually, what I did notice though, it used to be one word, Trailblazers. Now it's two words.
because
a lot of
our
sites.
name is the
This is
the Blazers.
This is ESPN's
That's
app
ESPN,
that I have.
No, that's ESPN.
Portland Trailblazers.
Well,
Now
it-
go to
and
NBA,
it- but it's
which
two
is
words.
run by Turner.
It's two words, but like you,
Oh,
like
Turner,
you look
huh?
at like
Let's see.
Notre Dame Fighting Irish, but they're the Irish.
They're the Irish, of
Yeah.
course.
The Ducks, Fighting Ducks. They say
And of course, they're
sometimes.
going to try to maximize all sorts of variants from their logo, whether it's Trailblazers, Blazers, 70s, this.
The Blaze.
You know, hey, we're going to have the
mascot.
ball don't lie version here in about 10 years. You know, they're probably going to bring back the whole, they'll have the Jailblazers era jersey set where you got the black on black Rasheed Wallace and it says, you know, both teams played hard on the back.
hella hard. You know what?
Here's
I
the
don't
team
miss?
list on NBA.com. Portland Trailblazers.
Well, of course they're going to say that.
Is there a space between Trail and Blazers?
Yes.
Okay.
They're
There used
two
to not
words.
It used to not be.
But how long
when
ago
I'm
was
not
that
gonna
changed?
miss
That
one-
was probably a
one
long
jersey,
time ago.
You might think I'm wrong.
Before you were born there, bearded
Right
one.
there.
You might
Before
think
you got the long hairs on your lower region.
Blazer Chad, you might disagree with me on this. The one jersey that I personally will not miss, and I don't own one and I don't want one, is the 77 red or white with the blazer down.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a
hate
huge
those
fan of
jerseys.
those.
I hate those.
They had that wonderful Portland script on one version. It said Portland in sort of a cursive.
Yeah.
In
Adidas
77.
did
That was
that one.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
But
yeah,
the vertical one, nah.
not my style.
That's-
Did you
it's
like
whack.
when the NBA re-released those in the 90s?
with the Roy.
And you could get also Rasheed Wallace and stuff
Yeah,
like
I
that.
think I had
It's
one,
way
but
old school.
Yeah, I didn't like
They
it.
did the vertical. They were in black.
I
I
have
think that
one.
Roy one you're talking about, you had to get from Hong Kong. It was one of those Hong Kong special
they had
eBay.
they had a red one. Maybe it was Hong Kong.
Yeah,
But I remember the red one.
Maybe we should say North Korea.
Or South Korea.
No, I
No,
like
I
the
think
idea of
there's-
buying jerseys in North Korea right now. Because
You want
well,
Blazer?
Well,
We'll get you
sure.
Blazer.
Yeah, or ISIS. Let's make fun of ISIS on
I
the
think
podcast.
mine's made in
ISIS
Malaysia or
jerseys.
something.
No, I just learned about that report about ISIS in France, and that's really sad. Those were journalists, basically.
Yeah.
Those were editorialists, not unlike
But it
us.
wasn't the first
Not
time-
unlike what we're doing right here on the radio. We are editorialists on the radio. We are talking about our opinion about our passion or our religion. Now flip the script. If we start talking about ISIS and we make fun of their god, Muhammad, now they believe they can burst in with AK-47s, mow us down, and then, basically...
Well, for Pete's sake, let's not talk about it then.
Why not? Why not? That's what I'm
I
saying.
can't
Let's talk
afford
some
an
smack
AK-47.
about ISIS and Muhammad right
Barely
now.
go to a
What
Blazer
about
game,
Blazers?
let alone
So
AK-47.
since you already the water's kind of bubbling, what about the church that's getting involved with the Blazers? Can you
Are you
enlighten-
talking about that Westboro Baptist Church?
I don't even know what church it is.
Well, I've heard rumor and I've read on my interwebs that they're gonna picket.
Why?
Now these are people that picket lots of things. They'll picket abortion places. They'll picket a soldier's funeral because they don't believe that killing for your government. Blah 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 blah.
So
Whatever.
why are they going to pick up the
Well,
Blazers?
mostly
Okay,
because
they're
they're
gonna pick the
homosexuals.
Blazers
That's why they pick it.
Because the Blazers are the first NBA team not to promote, not to try to do, not to try to hire or anything like that, but they're the leaders. They accept homosexual marriage in their organization. They're cool with it.
Well, is
they're
there-
aight with it.
How do they know that?
Well, it probably was announced. Who knows? There could have been some press
some
release that the
trainer has a
Blazers put out
husband?
that said, "We're proud to announce that the Blazers are the first team in the NBA to promote and not it's legal, man.
Well,
like
it's
why
Portland,
wouldn't
too. Portland's
it's
the
Portland,
liberal-
Oregon. We're
yeah.
supposed to be ahead of the curve. We were the first team to really scout out European players and bring them over here to Portland, Oregon. We were the first team to have an owner like Paul Allen. That's a singular owner, no other partnership involved. We're one of the first teams to have a state-of-the-art stadium in a small market team, kind of like one of the top 10 stadiums in the NBA, but we are not the top 10 market in the NBA. We're lucky to have a billionaire owner who is progressive. Who knows? Maybe he's got a family member that is, has a girlfriend or a boyfriend of the same sex. He is a survivor of, 2 cancers now?
Yeah.
He doesn't have to say no or yes to anyone. He's Paul Allen, and now
Well,
the
okay.
Westboro Baptist Church is mad because the Blazers have made this sort of groundbreaking announcement.
So this is recent then.
Just recent. It just came out, and Westboro has decided that this Saturday's game. I don't even know who they're playing. I know tonight we're playing Miami.
the Magic.
My Hammy.
The Beard's going there.
Oh,
Yep.
the Magic game? You're
Going
going to the
back to-
Magic game?
He's
Going back to
pick-
the
he's going to
mothership.
pick-
Dude, if the Westboro Baptist people are there, can you get some pictures of yourself with them?
Oh my gosh.
No, I'm serious. They won't protest. I've heard about this. People do
With
this
them.
on
He is
Instagram.
one of them.
No, listen, on
Shit.
Instagram, I've watched it. People will find a Westboro Baptist picket line, and they'll hold signs over theirs and get selfies done with them. Because they won't.
Rip City for
Yeah,
signs?
totally. Just get a Rip City sign in there, and they would. We'll put
Are
it
you,
all
are you
over
going
the
to wear
house.
your
of
That would
West
be pretty
jersey to
sunny.
the game?
Oh yeah, I'm wearing the West jersey to the game.
So maybe you could do a flex on the sleeve.
I'll do the bow and arrow.
Yes.
There you go.
Bow and arrow
I'll
in front of the
I'll say
West.
one more thing about Westboro Baptist, and the only reason I'm saying this in jest because I truly want to make fun of this church. They are a cult. They are silly. They go to men who died in the uniform of our beloved country and protest and hold signs and oh my God,
funerals?
they're the people that say God hates fags. They're those kind
Yeah,
of.
they
they're
hate.
the-
I thought it was just my uncle.
They hate homosexuals.
So they're very. This means a lot, and they actually made a statement. This is a quote from the press release. Westboro Baptist Church said, "Quote: The Portland Trailblazers have punched the Lord Jesus Christ in the face."
I did. I see that. And
They
I saw
said
your
that.
Photoshop.
I couldn't just not laugh. I laughed literally out loud when I
Can
saw
you
that
believe
headline.
a church?
It was
a church who
ridiculous.
believes in our Lord and Savior Jesus
Well,
Christ.
do you think they'll show up?
You know
No.
what Jesus would do?
I don't think they're going to show
in
up.
that situation, if a Blazer was really gonna punch Jesus Christ, one, we have to decide which Blazer it was, and two, Isaiah Ryder is my choice.
Well, I'd say these arms are too small to box with God.
Well, no, you don't want to punch him, but because you know what he's gonna do.
You don't
you don't
wanna
want to
punch
punch him.
him.
You don't want to. He's gonna turn the other cheek. You know, you take a poke at Jesus, he's just gonna give you the other cheek.
But
My
if you had
God.
to pick one Blazer,
oh, I'm saying
to
Mo
box with
Williams,
God, Mo Williams.
Steve Kerr, or Isaiah Ryder.
wow, Steve Kerr.
I like the Steve Kerr choice.
You know, there's some scrappy Blazers out there.
I'd probably go with like.
Can you imagine sending Dale Davis in there to fight Jesus?
No, I'd go with Maurice Lucas.
Well, I thought about that, but I think Maurice Lucas wore a cross around his neck. I don't think he'd swing fist
No,
one
they
at
would,
Jesus.
they would hug it out after they were
He'd
done.
hug it out after they.
It'd be a friendly little slap boxing kind
They'd
of
be
thing.
best friends afterwards.
Well, I don't want to talk about crazy people anymore. Westboro Baptist Church, I hope you're listening, and we're going to hashtag the hell out of you.
Yeah, protest
I want to
us.
say something specific to you, Westboro Baptist. I hope you pick at the Blazer game, and I hope some lumbersexual takes offense to what you have to say and beats the living tar out of you. Good luck in Portland.
You've heard it here second. Not first, but second. Okay. well,
Another thing I want to talk about really quick, because I know this is going to be a truncated show for our podcast right here for our iTunes listeners, our listeners on Podomatic, and also newly developed our YouTube listeners. If you go to youtube.com/House of Blazers. No, I haven't done the /. You have to just search. Once we get 100 likes on our YouTube, I can choose what the name will be. So I need more likes
We're
on
in
our
the
YouTube.
baby stage.
Yeah, I need the
on
name. I
YouTube.
just opened it. So
All right, so-
anybody who doesn't want to sign up for iTunes, anybody who doesn't want to remember their password for their stupid iTunes account because they transferred to Android, and yes, I've done that, fans. I made a YouTube. You can listen to every episode for free right on YouTube.
Sweet. And we also got our email in case we haven't checked that.
House
in a
of
while,
I did. Ow, you kicked me. House of Blazers House of Blazers podcast at gmail.com.
but- Yes. And,
And I actually did check it.
do we have any?
Not one question.
not
Not one
one
person.
question,
No,
wow.
no spam. No welcoming me
Well,
to
I'm glad
some.
you guys are still thinking about what you're going to write to us.
They wanna make sure
Not
it's a
just throwing out
good
some
question.
crap. Yeah.
Don't give us none of that crap.
But I did want to talk about something that's really interesting right now. One, how many injuries do we have on a 15 roster squad right now?
2.
We have 2 injuries. One of them is going to be about 4 to 5 more weeks. Robin
We're lucky.
Lopez.
What about?
Reevaluated in 2. Reevaluated. That doesn't mean coming back in 2.
No.
That means reevaluated in 2
I thought,
weeks. He's off. He's not even
the
practicing.
Brit will be back before him.
Nope. You don't know. He's only being reevaluated. So let's say
The Brits should be back before Rolo.
let's just say
That's what I thought.
the Brit's only out. Our good friend Joel Freeland is only going to be out 2 more weeks after his evaluation because that
Does he
was
have
a bad.
sprained knee? Is that what he
it
had?
was worse.
it was a
looked
pulled
bad.
shoulder.
Yeah, it was
Freeland
a
had
real,
a pulled
real
shoulder.
strain in the shoulder. It looked bad enough to make me understand. I've had a couple shoulder separations or just socket issues, and that sucks and it hurts and it takes 2 weeks to 3 to generally for that pain to go away. It does. Talk about being injured. I've done it.
Especially when it's your shooting arm.
So my point being, yeah, we got guys injured. We're at least going to go 4 weeks without 2 big men. I feel that's my prediction.
So a month.
As the Blazer
About a month.
manager, do you pull the trigger right now, trade 2 for 1, or trade 1 for a draft pick, shorten your roster to 14, and make a swing at jumping Jermaine O'Neal from Eau Claire High School, number 5.
Stay alive.
Stay alive, Jermaine O'Neal.
I liked Jermaine when he played for us. We just never gave him a stupid chance.
How many All-Star appearances Jermaine O'Neal have after
At least
he was
4 or
traded?
5, yeah.
5. This man knows how to play ball. This man has done a few
I
things.
have
This
a,
man has
um,
played a few games.
I have one story about Jermaine O'Neal, personal story. In 1999, I went to go watch the Hard Knock Life tour in Portland at the Memorial Coliseum. It was Jay-Z's first tour. DMX was there.
Jesus.
That night, Portland was playing in Utah, and the report was Jermaine's staying back behind because his knee is bothering him, and he's not making the trip. Well, who do I walk in and see? There's 1,000 people in the hallway, and he was 6'11" or whatever. He was like 2 feet taller than everybody else. Jermaine O'Neal standing right there with his big-ass Wilson's leather jacket down to his knees. That would probably be like
He had a trench
comfort
coat
for
on.
me.
It was a duster. It was a duster, bro. That wasn't a trench.
It was.
He probably would have argued with you,
I go,
too.
Who's that? That's Jermaine O'Neal. I thought he was supposed to have a game tonight.
Well, you can
Should have walked up and been like, "How's your knee, bro?"
You can be at a concert with a bad knee. Come on now. You can wear a brace. And those
True,
guys,
true.
he probably has a driver at that point. You know,
And
like
he was a rookie or
he was a rookie. Young guy,
player.
didn't travel with the team. It's the way it goes.
But we never gave
But he was a
him
first-round
minutes.
pick.
We never gave him minutes.
First-round pick.
Whose fault is that?
We re-signed him on his first contract. He expired his contract, and the Blazers opted to re-sign him, and he did not want to
So this
stay.
was
And he was a young man.
1999.
It
So
was
was
back
he-
in the day. Back in the day when he didn't.
Who was our coach back then?
Well, I think at that
It wasn't
point
99. We picked him up in 96.
it wasn't Maurice Cheeks. I think it was Mike Dunleavy
No, it must have been the end of Dunleavy, the beginning of
when we had Jermaine O'Neal.
and I don't know how we didn't develop him.
Well, we had Arvydas Sabonis, Rasheed Wallace right ahead of him.
There's two guys that could have taught him a couple pennies.
And he was just undersized, small. What happened when he went to Indy?
He was skinny. He balled out.
He went
beefed
from
up.
being a skinny Blazer to a bulked up pacer.
We should have done that to him.
Well,
He
it
could still been playing for us.
could have been our training staff back then. That's the same training staff that we liquidated and cleaned house
I
with.
know.
And now we have this whole new take on our players' health. And when they go out, they go out. And if their time is limited on the court and their minutes are being shortened, they get shortened. You know, and that's
So-
why starting Chris Kaman, to me, on a quick side note, it's detrimental to our team to start Chris Kaman. We should keep him coming off the bench playing 27.
So,
Starting Kaman is a bad idea. We need to
It's a
have
bad
somebody else
idea.
come in.
Yep, we got to have somebody else come in and
So
start. That was
Why did
Freeland.
they not start T-Rob over Kaman when T-Rob came in and did what only other Blazers?
They started T-Rob over
Yeah,
We can't
Kaman.
have him play center. We could have Myers Leonard play center.
No, we don't. We don't want Myers Leonard playing center. I mean, we have to right now.
We want
yes,
him at the 3-point line.
we want him at the
He's a
3-point line.
stretch.
We want
He's
him
a
playing
stretch
power forward.
He's a stretch forward.
We want
He's
him
a
playing
stretch forward.
forward.
He keeps impressing me.
He can shoot the mid range. He can shoot the three.
He's got his shot
and
now.
he can play the post when he
And
has to,
rebound. He
and he
was-
will slam dunk
That
on
Laker
you
game, he had 12,
easily.
12 rebounds, 12 points,
Dude.
3 or 4. He had a 4-point play. He got fouled on a 3.
Right now, keep in mind, this kid's really young at 22.
Yes.
He's really
He's
young.
big, though.
He's big. He's
big.
7'1". He's a legit 7'1" with real biceps.
So,
with
I don't
he's
wanna-
bigger than Jermaine
I don't
O'Neal
want to stray away
was
from,
in the
I don't
same
want to
part.
stray away from Jermaine O'Neal. I want to say, do you think Jermaine has any animosity towards the Portland Trailblazers?
None whatsoever. We traded him to a great situation where he got to play in the finals.
Yeah, but he might have wasted
Yeah.
a couple years of his
No,
career.
not at all. He's a young man. He came in. He's the youngest player ever to be drafted.
Was he 17?
He was 18. No one
Kobe
you.
was 17, I think.
Kobe was 18 and change. And
Kobe was 17. His mom had to sign the contract.
well, at the time, it was probably when he declared, because he knew by the time the draft would happen, he would be 18 and something.
He tried to declare in 8th grade. They're like, no, you should go to high school.
If you
and
look
figure
at that draft, Kobe and he came out same time. Jermaine's younger.
Kobe was 97. Jermaine was 98.
I thought Jermaine was 96. Am I weird?
Am
in
I
the head?
off?
It was on a slam cover. I remember that.
Well, I remember Jermaine, and he was
It
skinny.
was a
as could
fold-out
be.
slam cover with all the rookies that there, and Jermaine O'Neal's in the upper right
Let's
with
get
the
our,
Blazers.
our crack team.
Yeah, we're losing our intern. Usually, Scotty Neckbeard, you would take care of this for us.
But so what?
Sorry,
would it,
my
what would
beard's
it, what
not
would
as
it take to
necky.
get Jermaine? Like, where's he
Oh, like
contracted?
I don't know if I told you this in the episode, podcast listeners, but I think I did. I don't want to repeat myself too much, but you have to gain a roster spot.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you have to
We
gain
got
a
that.
roster spot one.
So
You have to
that's one.
give away 2 players for one in a trade, counter to Jermaine O'Neal. You don't have to trade for him.
Who do we trade for? Is he a free
No, you
agent?
trade for nothing. You trade for a need somewhere else. You trade 2 players now for a need somewhere else, and then you sign Jermaine O'Neal.
So is he vacant right now?
Yes, he is. He's open. He's working out. He got blood platelet therapy on his knees. He's ready to roll. He's 36, guys. He's not 38.
He's older than me.
He's 36.
Yeah, he's 36.
So if he's 36, and I saw him when I was 19, he was 20. And he was, so he, yeah, it's 96, I bet. 96,
So, yeah.
97.
Thank you guys, because I was
Is that
pretty
right?
sure.
Did you get it? Did you find
Oh,
it?
I thought you guys figured it out. I'm looking.
No, he's a young cat. That's why he's been in the league so long.
36
He's been
age.
People compare him to other long-term players in the NBA, and the thing you have to realize, he came from Eau Claire High School straight to the pros to Oregon. He was 18
Is
and
that
4
a
months old or
Cali
whatever.
school? Where's he from? The East Coast?
Eau Claire, it's like North Carolina, South Carolina
okay.
area.
Okay.
And he really did know basketball. He really did. When
Well,
he came
he
there, he
was
was
just
just
a physical
undersized.
presence, though.
He needed to go to college. Here's one of those typical stories where he
Yeah,
spent
he would've
2
been-
years in college.
If he would have went to Kentucky or something like that, or Kansas, and they would have developed him to how he should have been, he would have been an all-star his first
Well, look
couple
how
years.
he looks so good in Indianapolis when he played for the Pacers. He looked so good for them. He'd
He
come
was a
back to
good fit,
Portland
too.
and just ball on
I
us.
know. Same as Zach
Be
Randolph.
kissing his biceps and stuff, and he was just big and mean
That's
looking.
why I think he
Yeah, it was
might have
96.
he might have a little chip on his shoulder for Portland.
I think he'd like to come back and show the fans that it's Jermaine O'Neal night. Bring your old jerseys out. Bring your champion size 44 because Jermaine O'Neal's back.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah, he's been playing for 18 years. He is a
I got his
vet.
high school jersey.
Do we have a number 5 open for him?
I don't
Is
know
Will
that.
the Thrill number 5?
I think Will is 5, isn't
Will
he?
the Thrill's 5.
So
Rudy
55?
Fernandez was 5, yeah.
Can we give him a 55?
Oh, he'll wear anything. He's going to get to play for
A
one
95?
more. He'll get to sign a 1 year with an option, probably a team option. And it's
So
a
who
perfect
do
fit.
we give up then? If we have to give up 2 or 1,
Claver, he wants out.
okay, there's 1.
So you trade him because he's worth something.
I
you
say-
trade him to a team that has a need, and you trade for a draft pick.
My vote is Jarrell Wright.
No, you need Jarrell Wright for his smarts, for playoff run. You want to keep him on a playoff roster. I think you get
Yeah.
rid of Claver now for value, or else you'll lose him next year. You know you're re-signing LaMarcus. You know that.
Yeah.
What you don't know, you're not going to get anything with you know what? Pull the trigger. Pull the trigger on Claver.
So that's going to do it,
That
though?
makes up, yeah, and it'll probably happen. What'll happen is Blazers management will contact Jermaine.
Just
we
waive
have
him?
a deal on a table. You want to do it? You want to do it? Yeah. Okay, now let me call Brooklyn. Okay, you want Claver? I want a draft pick in
There's gotta be
2018.
other-
Okay, great. Everybody's cool. Let's go.
All right.
It's going to be a three-way thing.
'Cause Claver
Another
wants out
team's going
anyway.
to take a little bite. Something's going to happen.
Who else wants him?
There's a problem. Dallas wants him, and that's where he's living right now. It really looks like he could sign with Dallas. If I'm going to be on the
Well,
outside
Dallas
looking
just got
in.
Rondo money.
I know, but Jermaine O'Neal's going to not want Rondo money.
He's going to want minimum vet, 4 to 5.
5, fine. Easy. For Jermaine, worth it.
Minnesota got it?
They can go over the cap if they want, guys. They
Well,
can
yeah,
go
Mark
over
Cuban,
the cap.
too.
Dallas.
Cuban's
Dallas.
got money.
Yeah, Cuban's got money, and they can go over the cap. They're already paying Nowitzki their whole salary.
Right.
So
And
we
he's
got to
worth
act
it.
now.
Yeah, we have to act now. It has to happen now. You're going to lose a player. You could lose an Allen Crabbe. You could lose a something.
That's another one. Is Alan Crabb hurt?
Nope.
Why have we not seen him play?
He's been balling out. I mean, as games I've been watching when you're not around, Doctor,
I haven't seen him play
Alan
in a long
Crabbe
time.
seems to do really good when you're not in the room.
Well, maybe I'm his kryptonite then.
You are. I think you just
I'm
got
the-
some.
I'm
You
the
got a green
K-Rab.
glow about you.
I'm the imitation crab to the
Yeah,
crab.
the K-Rab. That's good
Yeah, that's
stuff.
the only thing. I haven't seen him play all season.
Well, he's been playing. He's hit some
Played quite a
threes. He's
bit in
played
the
good
first.
D.
I just haven't
Hustle
watched
plays.
the games.
Hustle plays. But I love Alan Crabbe,
No,
and I don't want to.
like him.
I don't want to lose him.
Oh.
I think he's an upgrade
talking about
in
O'Neal.
some ways to some other guys we have on our team. I hate to say it, Will the Thrill, but Alan Crabbe might be an upgrade. And C.J. McCollum, we've never really got to see what he can really do. This kid is a lottery pick.
At what point do we give up on CJ?
This year, if it gets you a two-guard backup for Wesley, so he isn't
if
like
he doesn't
hyperextending his
give us
knee.
what we
If
want,
you're getting rid of, if you can get rid of Victor and CJ and like some kind of package,
Do it.
for like a decent person,
God, I
and
hate to give up.
Why-
on him
well,
so
that's
early.
like-
then go get
That's-
O'Neal.
That's like gambling, and you want to throw away 2 cards because they might help you on the 3 that are coming back. Don't worry about it so much. Think about your run
See,
and
if
the
we
10.
had a good deal.
Terry Stotts will only play so many players in the playoffs, and that's our real time to shine. Think about the players that you want in the playoffs. Forget about the others. They don't matter. Trade them for something better that works for you
So
in
the
the playoffs.
T-Robs and Jarrell Wrights are going to be worth sticking around rather
Yep.
than the young
Good
CJs
for the
and
playoffs.
the Wills.
CJ and Will, we don't need to be young. We need to be older as a team. Don't you agree? Even if we make next year's mandatory draft pick, which we have to take and pay the kid for 3 years, sometimes you want to get rid of those draft picks for talent now because
Yeah.
you don't want to pay a kid another 3 years because it hamstrings up your whole.
And I'm not too hip,
Payroll.
hip
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the jive of who's coming up and who's bubbling
That
right
CJ draft, I wish we wouldn't drafted anybody. I'm kind of glad we didn't have a draft pick last year.
now.
Yeah.
Remember that? We didn't want you
We're a young
draft.
team, but it's nice to look at
Good
Dame.
to take a break.
To me, Dame's vet of vets right now. Like he's old beyond his years.
You know, if Coach Josh was here, he'd be climbing all over me with a statement like that. Because he believes in always using your draft pick. That's cheap money. It's a 3-year deal and then a non-guarantee, and it's only $3 to $5 to $6 million based on where you're drafted at.
Right.
And we've been. It's a give or take. It's a coin toss to me.
Greg Oden
If
hurt
it's
us.
there, I know. Greg Oden
In
was
the draft,
a beast in college.
we paid him money to do nothing.
Yeah.
Nicholas Batum, we took all 4 years of his rookie contract.
Yep.
We won as Blazers.
Oh, yeah.
We've hit as many positives as we had negatives in those rookie
And
contracts.
Dame was a
Brandon
win.
Roy was a
Brandon Roy was a
rookie
win.
contract guy when he was an All-Star. He was playing for a rookie scale contract when he was an All-Star. Damian Lillard is a rookie scale contract guy, and
After this year.
he's already been an All-Star. LaMarcus never did that. He wasn't an all-star in a rookie contract.
Nope.
Hell no, LaMarcus. You were too soft back then.
LaMarcia.
I remember
LaMarcia Aldridge.
You were
I
little.
remember seeing, it was, I think, whenever 98, 99, when Sabonis finally got to play for the Blazers. He didn't make the All-Star game, but he made the
Rookie game.
Rookie game.
He made the rookie
And
game.
He had to play like 1 minute.
Yeah, he played so few. I was stoked. I mean, I'm super fan. I'm wearing all
like, "Do I have to
everything I
go?"
have. I'm probably holding 2 bobbleheads, got Beanie Babies hanging out of my pockets. I used to do that as little talismans. I remember that game, and I'm like, yeah, Sabonis finally something to watch. A Portland Trailblazers
Sabonis,
at All-Star
1 minute,
weekend,
1 rebound,
and then he
3
sat down.
points.
He took 1-3, and then sat down. I was
Yeah.
like, damn it.
And he was like,
There was no way
13 years
Alvin
older.
Williams was getting in.
Remember Alvin?
I remember Alvin Williams very well. I like that
Remember
kid.
Jumpman?
Yeah, email Elliot Williams.
Yeah, we missed out on those. See, I don't want
Tore his knees up.
I don't want CJ, and I don't want them to be the next Elliot Williams. I don't want to have to do that.
Interesting thing about Elliot Williams, he recorded in his draft camp the highest vertical. It actually set some records since they've been recording stats in NBA draft camps.
Really?
This kid could fly. I was nicknaming him Jumptown because
Jumptown, that's right.
because I was thinking this kid's going to come in and be the first dunker we've had since Isaiah Ryder, and let's be honest. When's the last time we've had a real in the air hang time dunker? It's hard to Isaiah
Dame's
Ryder.
got some hang time.
Dame's not a dunker like Isaiah Ryder. I mean, Isaiah did some
yeah.
things. I'm talking like Isaiah, where you get to go to the dunk contest.
But Dame could East Bay Funk dunk.
Yeah. Dunk.
he
Dame
wants
did
to.
participate in the dunk contest
Yes,
last
he
year.
did.
Yeah,
Yes,
he
he
under the
did.
legged from like halfway from the free throw. Yeah, he could dunk.
He didn't do that good in the contest.
The contest is whack.
It is whack.
Yeah, the
It's
contest
whack.
It is whack.
so jacked up,
It's
dude.
the whole
Now,
concept.
if Dame had
of
come
it.
out with a
It's a
twin
giant
sponsored by
popularity
State
contest.
Farm and he
It
dunks
is.
over his
Sprint.
twin or something, I could see him winning, right?
See, they need to go back to the 88 days and just say, here, here's your shot. Go ahead, kid. No time limit, no 3-man dunk contest. Straight up, can you do it? Can you do it? And make it an incentive where it's not going to be, who's the guy in the Clippers jersey? Who's the guy, like, we want LeBron James. We want dunkers.
No way, man.
People want to
Those
see
days
that
are done.
shit.
Those days are done. The
Why?
days
Do
of
they
seeing
have to be?
Jordan
Put $1
compete
million
against
up.
Dr. J. That's
We need that back.
I think what they do.
Clyde versus Dominique Jordan.
Sometimes the
Webb.
NBA does things that are amazing, and sometimes they do things that are odd. Like, it was amazing watching the old retirees games that the NBA did at All-Star breaks. Back in the day, they'd have those old vets
Too
come
many
back.
injuries.
Too many
Yeah.
injuries. Now, the NBA has learned some lessons in their All-Star situation. The skills challenge is fun. I like
With the
that.
three, the
Yep,
woman,
I do
the
like
pass.
that.
Passing
It doesn't
dribbling.
necessarily have to be a game to be exciting to see All-Star Weekend.
Well,
It's always good to see a
It's
game.
a WNBA player, a past player, and a current player, right?
I think that's brilliant.
That's
Uh,
the
uh,
half-court
now,
shot.
see,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
bringing the past player. The thing I enjoyed about seeing that all-star, retiree game, I now get to relive that with what if Clyde and Dame got to participate?
That'd be fun
in
to
the-
watch.
yeah, there we go.
As a
That'd be
Blazer
sweet.
fan, I would like to see
As a
that.
Blazer fan, I would love that.
Yeah.
And hey, I'm always going to be skewed to the fact that I am a Blazer fan first and an NBA fan second.
Yep.
Just like in religion, it goes God and then family. For me, it's Blazers then NBA, and I got no love for none of y'all out there. It's like
Nope.
you're like the Mormons coming to my door. I'm just going to boot you right back outside. You're probably Laker fans anyway. Go
Bitch.
back to the Jazz.
I hear that. So, I want to give a special shout out to the godfather of the team. Coach Terry Stotts got Player of the Month of December. 13-3, I want to say they were that month.
Yeah, it was
That's
a
pretty good.
great
That's-
win-loss.
I like
December
to see
was
when
our
the
month,
coach
man.
gets recognized.
Beard, what do you think about that? With Josh not here, I want you to fill in that void because Josh is our player. Josh is our guy that knows a little bit about coaching. He knows the game like statistically a lot like Dr. Wheels does. But from your point as a fan, what do you think Coach Stott's winning that Coach of the Month thing? What does that do for us as the Blazers?
As the Blazers,
As
in
a player,
general?
what do player? What
Oh, I'm sure he's happy about it. And he appreciates the award and everything like that. And he probably, got a few pat on the backs from some teammates and but
think
I
he
don't think
cares?
I don't think it's going to
I
have
bet the
any kind
players
of.
juiced about that. Like our coach, like our
Oh.
leader.
It helps the team more than it
does.
helps
The
the
way
coach.
it looks,
Does,
the
definitely.
way it looks right now with the chemistry on the Portland Trailblazers, I bet they're walking into his office and going. His office giving him a hard time about what up, Player of the Month or Coach of the
yeah,
Month.
I'm
I
sure.
bet they're giving him a hard time in a fun, ribbing way. Coach Stotts seems like a very amicable, gregarious guy. It's when I read that quote that you know, the some of the journalists were giving him a hard time about all the threes that Portland put up in the game.
Yeah.
And then they asked him what could they have done better. He said, "Well, I was hoping we can get a couple more threes up." You know, I mean, you a guy like that, he's got some good humor. I would hope that the Blazers can all treat him that way.
I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just kind of nice. I mean, I don't know if he got one last year or not. But he's a great coach. He's a fun coach. I like him better than I liked Maurice.
McMillan.
I like Mac 10, but I think I like Stotts a little better. Mac 10 was good.
Mac 10.
Mac 10. Nate McMillan, number 10 for the Sonics.
Mac 10.
That was his
Nate
nickname
McMillan,
as a player.
Sergeant, coming in, taking over the Trailblazers, trying to
know.
get
That's
old
a hard-
Zach Randolph all corralled up in his
Scare him
Escalade,
straight.
racing up and down Burnside.
Does he have a job right now?
Nate McMillan is an assistant coach right now, and he's always on
Milwaukee?
the roster
No, Heat.
of
Heat?
the
I think
he's
Olympic
on the
team.
Heat.
So tonight, Nate's coming back to the building.
Yeah, he's on the
tonight.
roster of the Olympic team, and he's an assistant coach also.
He was a good coach. He was
He's
a good
an excellent
player. He's a
coach,
good coach.
coming in and making some kids quit raping prostitutes and racing their Escalades. You know, we needed that guy. He was tough. We had Sebastian Telfair trying to bring guns onto Blazer 1. You had a lot of things
Guns
happening.
on one.
It all happens
Guns
on the
on
one.
one.
What's done on the one stays on the one. You hear me?
Did you guys see Mo Williams play last night? A little bit there?
No.
Oh, man. He had 13 points, and it wasn't even the end of the second quarter yet.
Mo
he was
Williams.
doing all right. He was hitting some shots.
I love him.
and
I love me some Mo.
He was the only, him and one other guy, I think, were the only two at the half with double digits.
So there's a little Blazer package of players. Like there's the Mo Williams. He falls in the category of like the Raymond Felton,
Jamal Crawford.
the Jamal Crawford.
yeah.
Like the little help outs we got for 1 year. Like, hey man, thanks bro. Even though Raymond Felton was a fat piece of junk.
Raymond Felton did look like a turtle shell with an NBA jersey stretched tightly over it. I mean,
he's sweating for no reason.
And he wasn't a round mound or rebound. He was just a round mound.
And he couldn't shoot threes. Andre Miller, he falls in that.
Dre looked good with his pullouts too.
His little baby curls.
Yeah, remember that? He wouldn't cut his hair till the first day of the season, and
I know,
by the
I
end of
wanna cut it.
preseason, he just looked like whoa. All the hair was coming out. But that first game, he'd come in all shaved up like Rod
I
Strickland.
just hope that Steve Blake doesn't fall into that. Steve Blake already did his time. So he's going to be a Blazer for life. I think he's played with the Blazers more years than he has for any other team.
He's what you call a journeyman player. He's going to hop in and hop out of categories and situations that are good for him. And in his heart of hearts and in his diary, he wants to stay with the Blazers. He's got an investment in a family and in a home and probably a school district too. Some of the basics for him in life are already taken care of. He's not getting divorced. He's now living as a family and as a unit. He's a veteran. He's a journeyman. Now, journeymen are supposed to journey, and I don't think, in his heart of hearts, he doesn't want to journey. He wants to stay with Portland.
And I think Kamen's looking for a home, this place to lay down, too.
He just had a baby, and I was reading that press conference of what Kamen was saying, and even the journalists were saying, boy, he's really a new father, because all he can say is, everything's changed, it's all for the baby now, everything I do is for my child, everything's for my son. But, you know, it's like an
Good for
NFL athlete going, good, it was all for God and stuff like that. No, I like that.
Yeah.
It's good for us as Blazer fans, because as a small market team, we need some people that are looking to lay down roots and keep the deal they have. What happened to the good old days when players would like, no, I'm not going to take that deal, I'm going to take $1 million less to stay at home.
And what a headache. And you remember the headache, the Sean Kemp headache. With all the, with the drug issues and whatnot, but all the baby's mama's issues that he had, like, what a nightmare. Like, hey, coach, I know we're going to Tampa or we're going down to Miami this weekend. I got one down there, too. Is it cool if I get a day off to go see, I forget his name, but he's my son.
I'm sure his workout schedule is really difficult with the trainer. Like, okay, Sean, we'd like you to work out at least 4 days a week. Nope, I got to visit my 3 kids there, and then I got to take 2 of them to basketball practice on that day.
Oh, he ain't taking nobody to He barely took himself to basketball practice, let alone his kids, dude. His kids are not getting taken by Sean. There's a Sean Kemp that plays for the University of Washington that is a star.
Sean Jr. kind of situation?
I think his name's Sean Kemp.
Wow. Okay.
So I hope it's Sean Kemp's kid.
Yeah, it'd be Sean Kemp's kid. Great.
Gary Payton II is playing for University the Beavers right now.
That's impressive.
Oregon State, and he's actually good. He's not just a name. He's actually a baller. I think he's a sophomore, maybe a freshman.
Hey, if you just came back in and forgot about who and what we were, this is House of Blazers right here. We're on Podomatic. You can find us there. Search House of Blazers. You could even use Google and just type in House of Blazers. And commonly you'll find either our YouTube channel or something, a variant that'll bring you right to our Facebook or whatnot.
And we really invite any kind of feedback, whether it's an email or a comment on our. We've been getting a lot of comments on the book. the book in the face, even if it's bad.
Hey, you can tell us that we're not doing what you want to hear. This show is very malleable, and we want to make this for the fan, by the fan. We're the fan just like you. We're the blue-collar guy out there listening to his Blazers on his AM radio when he gets a chance live. You're the guy we're the same guy running out, trying to chug a smoke and then run back in before the quarter's over.
I was thinking earlier, like someone said, "Oh, you do a podcast." I just heard it on Facebook, and I was like, "Yeah, we've been doing it." He's like, "Who do you do it with?" I was like, "Oh, some buddies." He's like, "Dog, do I know him?" I was like, "Well," and I started thinking about like the walks of life that we live. Like Blazer Chad is a bar owner, and we're actually at the bar, Blair Alley Vintage Arcade. Kevin, the beard, works at a wood mill. Is that?
Well, it's a glue lamp.
We'd be glad to hear their name.
Lamb.
They,
Western Structures.
There you go. Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Western Structures. Hella making things structural.
Coach Josh is he's in construction.
Coach Josh is a journeyman electrician right now.
I work in the school district, so we kind of come from all kind of a little different walks of life.
I'm not a redneck, dude.
Redneck?
Just because I work at the mill.
Yeah.
And have
Everybody out there's going to be like, oh, that's some redneck
you got a
over
beard
there.
like
You
Bill
work at-
Walton
It's not.
and work at a mill. If you rode a 10-speed, we'd have to start calling you Bill
You
Walton.
might be a redneck.
Oh.
No, but we all come from different
Beard
walks of life. But the one thing that brings us together is our and your Portland Trailblazers.
I like how you're doing that, like the old Our Vetus, Your Vetus thing.
That's right.
I tried to pull that off on an episode where I re-listened to last episode's podcast, and there was a moment where Dr. Wheels, I, Blazer Chad, and Scotty the Neckbeard Morgan, we were all arguing, and you can hear me every time they're calling him Beard 2, and everybody, and Josh is just firing on poor Neckbeard. You can hear me in the background just repeating whatever Josh says, laughing. I found everything that Josh said on that episode
is fired
completely
up.
hilarious. He was the funniest he's ever been on that one, and
No, he
poor
was
poor
rolling.
Neckbeard had to take it the
Oh,
whole
he
time.
did, yeah. Scotty's our ringer. He's our ringer beard. Since the beard wasn't here, we had to find someone with a long enough beard.
Hey, send us an email out there at House of Blazers podcast at gmail.com. Tell us if you think we should vote the Neckbeard off the island. If you want
He's
to
our
vote,
sixth man.
he's our
He's the
sixth
sixth
man.
man, yeah.
So if you want to vote him off the team, you let us know.
Yeah,
He's gonna have his kids Gmail in. Don't make Daddy stop.
Well, the more like with us four, because we've had the radio time together, so we kind of know how to talk to each other. But four people with microphones in their hands who have something to say, it's kind of hard to squeeze it all in without peeking on the mic. if you know
We
what I'm saying.
apologize for all you podcast listeners. This is very new to us. We're very naive to it.
No, we're not new. We're fucking veterans.
Well,
What are you talking
we're
about?
veterans to being together and talking about the Blazers and being on the radio. We all started in radio. This whole thing started in radio. I'll give it real props. We all learned how to do a show by being in radio and have to follow some certain rules.
That's why, yeah.
Now, we're new to the podcast in the sense we're new to this freedom.
True,
we're new
true,
to the
true.
ability to do what we want, and sometimes we forget some of the real basic rules of radio is not to talk all over each other.
But what was the first?
happens
What was
a
the
lot.
first thing in radio we learned was arguing is good, or
Well, yeah,
disposition
certainly.
is good.
Disagreement, seeing, there's a certain talking over that's okay. Like for instance, if Neckbeard says something and I want to just call, you're an idiot, you're an idiot, you're an idiot. Yeah, sure, that makes good radio. But you don't want to continue to talk
You
real
have a
points.
rebuttal too.
If you talk real points over each other, it sure does make it hard for the listener to understand.
That is true. That is true. We've came a long way. I don't know when we started. When did we start the radio? I don't remember.
I don't even remember. Hey,
It was
we're
the off season, or no,
it
it
was
the
last.
playoffs.
It was playoffs last year.
So yeah, we're about. I thought it was longer than that, but I guess not. Okay.
Well, let's get it back to the Blazers. We have a game coming up tonight. We've got to play that Miami Heat. We got to play Chris Bosh, who is much like LaMarcus Aldridge in the fact that he likes to shoot that middle range stuff, and then he'll fool you and go dunk one-handed on
He's
you.
been troubled with some injury too.
Dwayne Wade is going to come in tonight, and Wesley Matthews, I hear he's doubtful for playing. I don't even know. Is
They say that.
doubtful for playing? So
I say we can sit him if he needs to sit.
They're just going to let Matthews do what he wants to do. You want to go play? All right, go play. Oh, you don't want to play anymore? Well, all right, go sit down.
He has that
Should
freedom.
have done what I told you in the first
Like
place.
if it was Dame,
kinda,
they'd
you
probably
know,
sit Dame.
letting your kid go out and play, and it's like, you probably shouldn't play. And he goes play, and he comes back. It's like, oh, I'm going to
Comes
sit
back
down.
with
It's like, yeah, I
35
told you to
points.
sit down.
they're
You know,
still a
it's-
solid team. They're probably still reeling from the fact that they don't have LeBron James in that starting lineup anymore, and that is taking away 40% of a lot of what that team was. That trade did afford them some new things and some new pieces that they got within that. It was a multi-team trade. I can't even regurgitate it, but they did get some new pieces. I think they even got a point guard out of the deal.
They still got the Birdman. I know that. They
I
got,
like the Birdman, like his new tattoos.
Dwayne Wade
I don't
and
think he's
Bosh are
starting,
taking the
though.
shots.
They got another guy starting
Um,
center.
Hey, who can hold my mic? I want to share something with you guys.
Are you gonna fart?
No, I'm going to take my jacket off. I got a tattoo from Whitaker Tattoo Collective right here.
Today?
It's a Blazer tattoo.
You got a new one.
I got it last night.
Sweet.
Really?
I want to show it to you.
Oh, dude,
So
you
it's
added the
it's my,
pinwheel.
it's my
pinwheel
Clyde
to it.
Drexler tattoo that I always had. I have my Clyde the Glide.
This is why we need video. We need
And,
video.
and I also
Hold on,
have
guys.
the Blazers pinwheel behind it. I just got the tattoo last night. I'm going to take it all the way
I like
to the
it.
So I'm going to add all three elements together: the 22, the Clyde Drexler, and the pinwheel.
That's your Clyde arm.
And if you check our House of Blazers, right? If you let me. I'm going to make my
Flex
arm look
it.
really good.
Like, oh, it looks
No,
good.
no, I want to do it like that so it doesn't ruin anything. We're going to put this on the House of Blazers Facebook page, and you got to
And
go to.
Instagram with that.
Yep, we're going to go to facebook.com/Red Hot and Rolling, and you can see my new Clyde Drexler tattoo
That's
that
some
I'm getting.
dedication right there.
No,
I
it's
like
going to
it.
be more. There's going to be more. It's going to be this whole underarm will be a dedication to Clyde Drexler.
Are you going to do your Ramil Robinson leg this year? Or?
Ramil is in holding. I did him on my calf, and then I
What
realized
about James
everybody
Hollywood?
everybody has a calf.
James Hollywood Robinson leg?
I'd get a tattoo for James Hollywood Robinson. Absolutely. I'd get his smile with the gold tooth.
I'm still waiting on my Allah Abdul Nabi back tat. I want a big Allah Abdul Nabi back tat.
You're going to actually do the jersey, the whole name on your
No,
back?
just his face with his little slit, his little part line slit, number 31, I think he was.
Anybody
loved
that's
Allah.
listening to the podcast right now, I'll make a challenge. You could have a Blair Alley sweatshirt. That's a $50 value as much as I pay for those American Apparel zip-up sweatshirts I have for Blair Alley. Send me your picture, best picture of a Blazer tattoo sent to houseofblazerspodcast@gmail.com. I'll pay the shipping. I don't care where you are. You could be in Zimbabwe. You could be this could be a Nigerian scam. You don't know. But I'll tell you what, I'll give you a sweatshirt. We'll choose right here live. I'll show the team the pictures and the best.
And 50% of the Blazer Alley
House of
former
Blazers.
Blazer Alley crew.
House
now
of Blazers.
House of Blazers.
House of Blazers.
Has tattoos. The Beard's got a Blazer pinwheel on
We'll
his leg.
post
I do,
all
I
our
love
Blazer
it.
tattoos that we have as House of Blazers members. But we want to see your fantastic tattoos for the Blazers that you have. And I want to give away a Blair Alley sweatshirt courtesy of Blair Alley Vintage Arcade, 245 Blair in the
whoa.
historic Whitaker District.
That's a great deal. All right. Well, we want to thank Boneyard Brewery for kicking up something delicious to start this podcast off. We just finished it.
I finished mine
So
right now.
that's
Here we go.
time for-
Here we go. Oh, it's almost done.
Pour it all over your
Time for a
microphone.
refill. I want to thank the Beard.
Yo.
He's back in full effect. You got any final thoughts, Blazer Chad?
I have no final thoughts. I just want to say thank you to all of your listeners listening. I'm excited for a great game against the Heat tonight.
I am too. Can I get one? I'm going to give one prediction. Blazers are going to win by 12 in regulation.
Okay, that's your Dr. Will's bottom line.
Bottom line of the night.
Bottom line of the night.
It is.
All right.
All
Any
right.
last thoughts, Beard?
Oh,
You look tired, man. You've been working at the mill really hella hard.
Finally got some good hours in now.
Did you?
Nice.
I'm a little tired.
He's working
But
overtime.
I hate to give away too much because I know how many internet stalkers that the Beard would get if I revealed how good-looking and lumberjack-like he looked.
Sure.
But this guy works for real in a mill.
What
In
about
a mill.
what about
lifting
What
all
about
day.
a spin-off from,
I don't know
from
about that.
House of Blazers? A spin-off podcast called Overtime with the Beard.
Overtime with the Beard. I'm right here at the lumber mill, kids. And guess what? This is a planer. Yeah.
Might have to edit that out. Probably won't, though.
Right.
All right. We're going to head out and then fill up our cups from our house to yours. Can we get a Rip City before we get out of
I
here?
think we should do a Rip City on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Rip
City.